Is there a moment when the quiet hum of your home suddenly feels like a deafening roar? When the endless cycle of feeding, comforting, chauffeuring, and managing leaves you feeling utterly depleted? Not just tired, but hollowed out. When the joy of parenting is overshadowed by a pervasive sense of exhaustion and inadequacy? If you've nodded along, even silently, you're not alone. Many parents reach a point where the demands far outweigh their reserves, leading to a critical and increasingly recognized condition, parental burnout. Welcome. Today we're going to gently explore this vital topic. Parental burnout isn't just about being stressed or having a bad day. It's a distinct and chronic state that goes beyond general parenting stress or even clinical depression. It's characterized by profound emotional exhaustion, a growing emotional distance from your children, and a deeply unsettling sense of ineffectiveness in your parenting role. My aim today is to demystify parental burnout, help you understand its roots, and most importantly, equip you with practical, evidence-informed strategies to prevent it or to find your way back if you're already feeling its weight. We'll approach this with warmth, understanding, and absolutely no judgment, because recognizing the struggle is the first brave step towards healing and thriving. Let's begin by truly understanding what parental burnout looks and feels like. Imagine a well, continually drawn from but never refilled. That's the essence of the prolonged physical and mental strain that defines this condition. The chronic exhaustion isn't just needing more sleep, it's a deep, unreplenishable weariness that permeates every part of your being. It manifests physically in ways you might recognize: disrupted sleep patterns even when you do get time, persistent headaches, stomach upset, and an increased susceptibility to every bug going around. Your body simply can't keep up. Mentally and emotionally, the landscape shifts dramatically. You might find yourself battling persistent sadness or an overwhelming irritability that feels out of character. Motivation wanes, and even simple decisions become monumental tasks. There's often an emotional distancing, where you find yourself going through the motions with your children, but without the genuine connection you once cherished. And then there's the pervasive guilt and isolation, often accompanied by anxiety and, for some, symptoms mirroring depression. It's a heavy burden, made heavier by the internal monologue of "I should be enjoying this." So what are the forces at play here? Multiple factors conspire to create this perfect storm. One of the most insidious is the pursuit of being a perfect parent. This societal narrative, often amplified by social media, pushes us towards an unattainable ideal, rather than simply striving to be a good enough one. We spend precious energy chasing perfection, setting ourselves up for inevitable disappointment and self-criticism. Another major contributor is a lack of adequate support. This can come in many forms: insufficient help from a partner, limited engagement from extended family, or a community that lacks affordable, accessible resources like childcare. Many parents are essentially operating as solo units in what was traditionally a collective effort. Coupled with this are increased demands, from hectic work schedules and financial hardships to the unique challenges of single parenting, overscheduling children's activities, or caring for children with special or higher needs. Each of these adds another layer to the already complex tapestry of daily life. Interestingly, societal and cultural factors also play a significant role. Research suggests higher rates of parental burnout in individualistic cultures, where the onus of childcare often falls predominantly on the nuclear family, contrasting sharply with collectivistic cultures, where shared childcare and community support are more common. This highlights that burnout isn't just a personal failing, but often a systemic issue. And the stakes are high. Unaddressed, parental burnout can have severe, long-lasting consequences for both parents and children. Parents face increased risks of clinical depression, anxiety disorders, substance use, and even suicidal ideation, alongside physical health problems. For children, the impact can manifest as emotional distancing, neglect, attachment issues, behavioral problems, academic difficulties, anxiety, loneliness, aggression, and depression. It's a ripple effect that touches every member of the family. The good news is that parental burnout is gaining significant attention, finally being formalized as a distinct condition, separate from occupational burnout or general stress. This heightened awareness is crucial. It's driven by a widespread acknowledgement of the cult of the perfect parent and the unrealistic expectations it places on caregivers. We're seeing an evolving discussion around parenting paradigms, emphasizing sustainable, flexible approaches that prioritize family mental health, blending empathy with necessary boundaries. We're also starting to recognize common dynamics like over-functioning adults, often rooted in their own childhood experiences, and the daily challenges presented by what some lovingly call a Velcro child, whose need for closeness can be incredibly demanding. All of this awareness brings us closer to understanding and ultimately preventing burnout. So, what can we do? The prevention of parental burnout focuses on a multifaceted, holistic approach. It's about building resilience, setting boundaries, and cultivating a more sustainable way of parenting. First, and perhaps most critically, is prioritizing self-care. This isn't a luxury, it's a non-negotiable necessity. Think of it as refilling your well. This means engaging in activities that genuinely promote relaxation and recharge your batteries. It could be regular exercise, practicing mindfulness or meditation, reading a book, eating nourishing foods, or taking regular, even small breaks. We often talk about micro breaks, 5 minutes of intentional quiet, a few deep breaths, a cup of tea in peace. These small moments add up. Remember, you cannot pour from an empty cup. Next, build strong support networks. Parenting was never meant to be a solo endeavor. Actively connect with other parents who understand your struggles, a parenting group, a trusted friend, or even online communities. Openly communicate your challenges with your partner, friends, or family. Don't be afraid to ask for help, whether it's for childcare, an errand, or simply an empathetic ear. It's a sign of strength, not weakness. Third, set realistic expectations and practice self-compassion. This means consciously abandoning the cult of the perfect parent. No parent is perfect, and striving for an impossible ideal only leads to exhaustion and disappointment. Instead, practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a struggling friend. Challenge those internal should statements that heap unnecessary pressure on your shoulders. Embrace the concept of being a good enough parent, because good enough truly is enough. Fourth, master effective time management and boundary setting. This involves prioritizing essential tasks, creating realistic schedules, and, crucially, setting clear boundaries. Boundaries with work, so it doesn't spill endlessly into family time. Boundaries with technology, to ensure you're truly present. And boundaries within your family, teaching children about respecting personal space and time. It's about creating a structure that supports your well-being, not just everyone else's. Fifth, if feelings of overwhelm persist, seek professional support. There is absolutely no shame in reaching out to a child and youth mental health professional, a therapist, counselor, or your general practitioner. These experts can offer tailored strategies, coping mechanisms, and even clinical interventions if needed. Organizations like Kaiser Permanente, Phoenix Center, and COPE offer direct support and resources. Remember, asking for help is an act of courageous self-preservation. Sixth, consider cognitive reframing. This powerful technique involves changing your perspective on parenting difficulties. Instead of viewing challenges as insurmountable failures, try to see them as temporary hurdles, opportunities for growth, or simply part of the messy, beautiful reality of raising children. Focus on the meaningful aspects of parenting, the small joys, the connections, rather than getting bogged down by every setback. Finally, invest in skill development. Learning effective parenting strategies for managing behavior, setting boundaries, and improving communication can significantly reduce daily stress and enhance your sense of competence. Resources from the American Psychological Association, APA, and the Greater Good Science Center often provide excellent evidence-based guidance here. As we look to the future, the conversation around parental burnout is evolving. Researchers like Moira Mikolajczak and Isabel Roskam have been instrumental in formalizing this condition, even developing assessment tools like the Parental Burnout Assessment. Organizations like the World Health Organization, WHO, and the National Institutes of Health, NIH, are contributing valuable frameworks and research. The IIPB Consortium is dedicated to studying its prevalence globally. This recognition is vital because it moves us beyond blaming individual parents and towards a more comprehensive, systemic understanding. There's an ongoing debate about clearly distinguishing parental burnout from other conditions, ensuring we offer the right kind of support. And crucially, there's a growing call to dismantle the cult of the perfect parent and foster more forgiving, supportive environments. Discussions are highlighting the need for collective responsibility from communities and governments to support parents, recognizing that individual self-care, while important, isn't enough to address systemic issues like lack of affordable childcare or adequate parental leave. We are moving towards an outlook where normalizing discussions about parental struggles will be key to reducing the shame and stigma that too often prevent parents from seeking the help they desperately need. Parental burnout is a very real challenge, but it is not a permanent state, nor is it a personal failing. It's a signal that your resources are depleted and that you need to make changes, both individually and perhaps with the support of your wider community. Remember, you are doing one of the most demanding, important, and rewarding jobs in the world. It's okay to be tired. It's okay to ask for help, and it's absolutely essential to prioritize your own well-being, not just for your sake, but for the health and happiness of your entire family.
Today, I encourage you to take just one small step. Perhaps it's scheduling a micro break, reaching out to a friend, or simply giving yourself permission to be good enough. Be kind to yourself, and remember that you are capable, resilient, and deserving of support. Thank you for joining me today.